Okay folks, I'm in my truck and today's video is on my 1988 or 1998 Chevy truck, and it has to do, the main theme of this video is going to be about the key warning buzzer on the truck and its switch and where it's located and how it operates. The key buzzer is where if you leave the key in the ignition and you open your door to get ready to leave, a buzzer will go off saying to you, hey, dummy, you're about ready to leave your keys in the truck and lock them in the truck. And so, but when you take the key out, the buzzer goes off. And there's a switch for that by the ignition switch. And that is right here. I'm filming with two cameras, so like I usually do. And I got some, okay, good, there's still enough light here. Okay, this is the switch I'm talking about right here. And get my other camera right there. That's the switch I'm talking about. Okay, first of all, I'm going to take this switch out to show you a little bit about it. Now, the way you get this switch out is you have to get the a little flat that I have here behind it, and you push outward a little bit. There. And when you push outward, it releases this switch. That's how you get it out. And what you're pushing in on is this little tab right here. Hopefully the camera's, nope, the camera's getting it right there. Get my other camera there, right there, that little tab right there. Okay, anyway, it's out. Okay, this is the switch that if it's on and the door switch is open, which is, here's the door opening, and then right there's another switch. If both those switches are on, then the buzzer will sound. All right? And it's not doing it right now because I don't have the battery charged up. Okay, now what I'm going to do, I'm going to go into the garage and I'm going to show you the tumbler and how the tumbler affects that switch. This little switch is more complicated than you think. Okay, here's my Marine Corps or my National Rifle Association sticker to warn any burglars that might want to break into my place that I'm armed. Okay, now I'm in my garage here, dark garage, until I get to the light here. Okay, I'm going to focus on this here. Do a screen freeze and copy all that down. Okay, just do a pause. Get my other camera on it. Just do a pause. Okay, I'm going to go over a couple things here. The switch I just showed you. The first line here says, switch normally open or closed status. Well, the switch is normally open. Okay, what's meant by normally open is when the switch is out and there's nothing acting upon it. Are the electrical contacts closed, allowing electrical flow, or are they open? Well, in this case, the case of this switch, it is a normally open switch. So when it's out, like I showed you when I took it out, it is normally open. In other words, no electrical flow. Okay, the second line, switch open, close status when the key is in. When the key is in and it is off of the ignition status, in other words, the ignition is not turned on, the contacts are closed. Switch open, close status when the key is out. They are open. In other words, open, not allowing electrical flow, so the buzzer won't go on to warn you because you have the key with you. Key warning buzzer on or off when switch is depressed and door open. Well, the buzzer's on. because the switch is depressed. In other words, the contacts are closed, there's electrical flow, and the switch in the door is open, so the buzzer will turn on. Okay, that's that one. Tumbler flat when key is in is protruded. Okay, what I mean by flat is, and here's the tumbler, is this thing right here. The camera right there, that's the tumbler. Or not, that's the flat, I mean, on there. Now when the key is in, that is protruding. Right now it is in a protruded status. And then my last line, it says tumbler flat when the key is out. It is recessed. When the tumbler flat is recessed, that means it is not pushing on that little button of the switch, and the electrical flow is not occurring. Now I want to show you something here on this tumbler. When I notice what the flat does when I pull the key out. Okay. Oop, it's stuck. Okay. Now watch when I pull the key out. See how it depressed? No, it didn't depress. It's supposed to depress. I can't push it down now, but watch when I take the key out. It does go down. It just isn't doing it on its own very well right now. It's depressed. Now watch when I put the key in. See? It came back up. That means that would be pushing against that switch, telling the switch the key's in, and then the buzzer will go off saying, "Hey dummy, your key's still in the car or in the truck." Now I'm going to show this to my other camera too. Okay, here's the flat. I pull the key out and it depresses when I give it a little help there. And then when I put the key back in, it goes back up. Okay, that camera caught that well. It's recessed. There, okay, now that got caught on the phone camera too, real well. Okay, so that flat is what controls that key, or that switch, that little switch. And it only does it when you turn the key in a certain position. When the key is over here, the flat, when the key is turned this way, the flat is not affecting that switch. With the camera, when you turn the key this way, in other words, turning the car on, the truck on, starting it, the flat rotates over here and it doesn't affect that switch. But when you turn the key off this way, now this flat is in direct contact with that button on the switch. And when you turn it this way, that flat is in contact with that button on the switch. So when you pull the key out, the flat goes down, the switch turns in the off position, and it won't buzz. But if you leave the key on and that door switch also is on, which it will be on when you open the door, then the buzzer goes off. Okay, that's all I wanted to discuss on today, is just that little flat on the key tumbler of a 1998 Chevy truck, automatic transmission, 4.3 liter engine, 6-cylinder. And later I'm going to discuss, in my next video I'm going to discuss, I'll give you a quick shot of it here, is this. That's what I call the lock bar. There's 3 different statuses to this lock bar, and I'll explain that in another video. So, time to start uploading this video. Thanks, folks. We'll see you around. This is Dorm the Teacher.